Well, Andy, first of all, thanks a lot for coming down. You've got absolutely no idea
whatsoever
why we've asked you down.
Not at all, mate.
13th of September,
Yeah.
20 years ago today,
Yeah.
you first picked up the microphone at Macclesfield Town.
No way.
20
Really?
years ago today. Can you remember what game it was?
I have no idea, mate. I can't remember at all.
It was Kidderminster Harriers
Was it really?
on here. So let's have a look back at the last 20 years. I do appreciate we've caught you a little bit unawares.
You have indeed.
What made you first want to do the PA here?
It wasn't really that I wanted to do it. It was the legendary David Westbury had stood down, and he was probably the best PA man I think I've ever heard. And I think we had somebody from Silkmen'S doing it for a short period, and then Jeff Finlow mentioned to me that they were struggling.
Yeah. I think Moose did it for a bit.
I think Moose did it for a bit as well, and then Jeff Finlow said, "God, Andy, you've got a big gob, haven't you? You know what I mean? Why don't you have a go?" Fair point. You've got a big gob. Why don't you have a go at doing the PA for us? And I went, I have no idea what to do. I'm not a technical person whatsoever. He said, "Oh, we'll fine. We'll get you there." And from then it started. And basically, I had no idea what I was doing. I was thrown at the deep end, and it just went from there, really.
Even though you know, by your own admission, you didn't really know what you were doing, did you?
I still don't.
Well, you said that, not me. But from day one, did you enjoy it? Though?
Yeah.
I guess you must have done because you're still there now.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I think when I looked back, I wanted to sort of put my own stamp onto it. Really, I'm a very sort of like laid back, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan first. So I looked at Dave and I thought I could never ever emulate Dave Westbury because he was so professional. Everything he did. So I sort of put my own style onto it. Really, I made it more relaxed, and I spoke as a fan when I was doing it. Really, and it sort of evolved from that.
You say about putting your own stamp on things. We'll have a look at a few memorable games in a minute.
Yeah.
2 words for you: the liquidator.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
We'd been to Chelsea in the FA Cup, and they played the liquidator, and I always felt I used to go out into the middle, and I just thought, you know what, we need to try and get a bit of atmosphere. We had a fantastic atmosphere at the Chelsea game, and I thought, how can we emulate it? So we started playing Liquidator by RJ in the All Stars. It became a bit of a thing, and I started to do what became known as my dad's dance to it, where I'd go out and I'd do this bit of a silly dance, and then I'd get the crowd to sort of like clap their hands and chant Silkmen, and it sort of like became a bit of a unique thing. I think it was a bit of a Marmite. Some loved it, some hated it. A lot of the kids seemed to love it. Some of the older ones weren't as keen. But I did it for a while, and it did seem to sort of help with the atmosphere before games as well. I got some stick from the away fans regularly, but you know what? Hey ho, it was good fun to do.
But you're not thinking about bringing it back?
No.
In terms of memorable games, you'll have your own memorable ones.
Yeah.
Some funny ones.
Some funny ones.
From my point of view.
Yeah, and from mine.
When we played the Thailand national team.
Yeah, indeed.
Chengdu Blades
Chengdu
as well.
Blades, yeah.
Just to hear you read them team names out. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I wish we still had the video.
I wish you saw the video, and I can still remember the Chengdu Blades had brought some of their fans had come over from Manchester, I think, and stuff like that, and other parts of the northwest, and I could hear them when I was trying to announce the names. I had no idea what I was doing. Yeah. I could hear the laughter going on from theirs, but they gave me a huge round of applause and a big cheer when I'd done it anyway. So it was nice.
What are your most memorable games?
I mean, I think some of the most memorable games have been obviously have been some of the probably one that sticks out in my mind is probably the Wrexham game when we won 4-3, and I know what you're going to bring up as well, Bob. But it probably was. It was a big game. Wrexham, well, I had come here. I think it was a fantastic atmosphere. It was freezing cold. It was snowing, and we were on BT Sport and
4-1. Scott Wilson, didn't he?
Scott Wilson with his hat trick and he dived. And if you remember Father Christmas and Big Jim,
that's right,
when he was like making a bit of a mess of the pitch side, and I can remember a huge wind up on me as well.
I just hope they found that red Mercedes. But we should maybe leave that one there.
Yeah, maybe we should.
We've had a million laughs along the way.
We have.
But on the more serious point, you've also presided over some very sad times.
Indeed.
Obviously, the passing of Keith.
Yes.
The passing of Butch, and obviously, ultimately the passing of what we know as Macclesfield Town. So, in them poignant games as well, you've also been the voice of the fans.
Yeah, and I think I think when you do that, and some of the, I always feel that when somebody very special, and everybody's special, when somebody passes, and if we have to do some sort of like, remembrance of people like Butch and Keith and Hannah, when Hannah passed, it just feels that it's most important that we give a very poignant and respectful sort of like remembrance of such lovely people. And I think also when we've done things like any minute silence we've done on Remembrance Sunday and stuff like that, I think here, the fans are incredible. You could sometimes hear a pin drop as we do it, and that's amazing.
Just recently, people like Brock as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Brock, of course, Brock, of course, recently. And that was, and I remember Vicky's daughter being, I think she was moved to tears, wasn't she? Because she watched it from Spain. And I think that is so important to remember that, that people are, and this is a special club. It's big in our hearts as you and for me. We have so many memories of here. Following our beloved Blues home and away has given us great memories and a great feeling of pride.
So we've looked at the funny times, we've looked at the sad times. Just one last one, the historic ones. So obviously promotion to the Football League under Sir John.
Under Sir John.
But obviously as well the rebirth, if you like.
The rebirth.
The first game against Burscough and everything which is evolved since then. How kind of like, how much pride do you take in being part of Macclesfield FC as it is now? Huge
pride. I think we are. The rebirth of the club, it's been inspirational. We see so many children now here at the football club. That the crowds have practically doubled, I would say, since that time. The atmosphere is great. You have kids coming here, and it's great. When I was a kid, you'd be lucky to see maybe one or two people, including us, with a Mac shirt on. Now I see loads of kids walking around the town with a Mac shirt, coming to games. Seeing the kids out there when with academies and all stuff like that going on is just amazing, and it feels like we are moving towards becoming that community club that we've always longed for. And there's a way to go yet. I think there's always things that can be improved, and I think everybody would agree that. But to see the joy on the faces of people here, and when the history maker Leon scored that first goal for us. It was just unbelievable, and it's been a great journey ever since. I'm loving the non-league journey, I have to admit. It's been great. It feels like, I think sometimes we get unnecessary stick for being like the big club, but it seems like we've done a reversal, doesn't it? We've gone from the very small fish in a big pond to a very big fish in a small pond, and I suppose that you expect the criticism that sometimes comes with that. But I like to think that I always make people welcome. I think whenever people come to them, I always make sure that they're welcomed. I always make sure that I wish them a very safe journey here and wish them a very, very safe journey home, and try and involve them as much. And even on Saturday, the 92 Ashton fans that were here were fantastic, and I made sure that was appreciated when I appreciated the support they'd given.
Just for clarity, Andy, I wasn't around when you were a kid, so I don't know where you got the thing about wearing the shirts from, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's true, Bobby. Yeah. I'll accept that one, mate.
But just to end with, obviously, we've still got a very exciting future ahead of us.
We have.
How privileged are you to be part of that, and also to be in a role where you can also be a fan?
I think that's what's lovely about it, in that I when I do the role, I speak as a fan. On Saturday, for example, there was a bit of fun with Maureen Marsh. Jason from Spiral said that Maureen would regularly stand up cheering long after it. So as a consequence of that, every time we scored, I said, "Sit down, Maureen." And I think she became a bit of a local celebrity, because she would tell her that loads of people were asking for selfies after the game. That's what makes it. It's a bit like with Jed, when I say Jed Coyne has indicated there'll be a minimum of. And I think that's the bit that people quite like, is that the fact that I am a fan, I'm very normal, some would say, and that I love just being part of the journey that we're on.
Well, Andy, I think I speak for everyone here, the fans, the staff, the players, everyone, both old and new, to thank you for everything you've done for us.
My pleasure, Bob.
In the last 20 years, and
thank you,
roll on the next 20, mate.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.